Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial-based lesson on Jaco Pastorius' Portrait of Tracy. Now before we start off, I do want to say that this video is in no way affiliated with freshsheetmusic.com, but for just a few bucks I was able to pick up the two pages of the sheet music for the song, and following along with this video tutorial will be really helpful if you have that music. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the song. One quick note to add, I have my front pickup all the way down while I have my bridge pickup all the way up, as well as my tone. Alright, we're getting started. On the top half of this page you can see the written notes in staff form. On the bottom half you can see them in tablature. If you don't know how to read tablature, here's a quick little guide. Each line represents a string on your bass. The lowest line represents the E string, and the highest line represents the G string. The little numbers represent a fret on each of those strings. So in the beginning, the 5th fret of the G string to the 3rd fret of the G string to the 4th fret of the D string, and so on. Let's hear what this beginning introduction run sounds like. That may sound way too complicated, but I promise you can learn it in about 3 minutes. Also, feel free to stop the video at any time to see the correct finger placements while I'm playing them. An important thing in bass terminology, your pointer finger is your first finger, your middle finger is your second finger, your ring finger is your third finger, and your pinky is your fourth finger. Now that you have your background information, let's get into learning. Alright, so let's begin with the beginning little lick. So we start with our ring finger right between the 5th and the 6th fret, playing at the bridge, or just before the bridge. Then we go with our pointer finger. Technically it says to go to the 3rd fret, but I've found that playing directly on top of the 3rd fret does not produce a nice harmonic sound, so I go to about a 3.2 right there. So we've got this. Then we go down to the D string on the 4th fret, right there, and that one it really is right on the 4th fret. Once we're done with this part, then we're going to repeat it a string down. Then we move on with 4, 7, 12. So we start off the second sequence with an open A to a B on the A string. Just a little run up of fretted notes. Then you take your 3rd and 4th fingers and place them in a diagonal going, I guess, this way, and plucking both of them at the same time with your pointer and your middle finger. Then you're going to move your middle finger right on top of where your pointer finger is, but harmonicized. Now that you have that first little lick, now you're going to take that same shape and move it down a string and do the same pattern. Now up next is the hardest harmonic to hit in this whole song, and that's the D sharp harmonic. or D sharp harp harmonic, I guess. So how to produce that, as it says in the sheet music, is to take your pointer finger, fret it on the B, and take your pinky finger all the way up to the 6th. Now, I have pretty big hands, so this isn't as difficult for me, but I have read a lot of people talking about that it is way too difficult for them. So this might be a challenge for you, but I also have seen some people with quite small hands still be able to pull off this harmonic if you just stretch a lot. So when played, it should come out like this. Alright, so it's the next day, so you can see a bit of a costume change. But let's see, we were going from the D sharp harp harmonic. Right after that, we're going to go straight down to an open E. Alright, so from there, you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it right across the 4th fret on the D and the G strings. So then, remember that shape from earlier where you fret the C right there, and then you put on the 4th fret your ring finger, and on the G string, and then on the D string the 5th fret with your pinky finger. So let's put that together. And I like to silent, because if you don't, it's going to sound kind of weird. See how that doesn't really sound great? I like to silence the open E that's ringing out when I go to this shape with the side of my thumb right there. So here's this little bit. And then you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the 5th fret harmonic to finish out that little section. Alright, so moving on to the next section, we've got something similar to the 2nd section. But this time, instead of just going, we're going to add in a 3rd fret on the E string and an open E. Alright, so that's the little run up. Then it's going to be literally the exact same thing as the 2nd sequence. So this little walk down, then the D sharp, and then this is where it changes. Instead of going, we're going to go up here, put your pinky on the 12th fret harmonic, then your pointer barring across the 9th fret on the A and the D strings. It's going to create kind of a funky chord. And then you're going to fret with your 3rd finger on the 11th fret and play. And that's the end of the 3rd section. So we just finished with this part. Now we're going back to the D sharp harp harmonic, and we're doing the same thing, except we're going back to that shape with that 5th fret harmonic. Then we're going to do it again, and we're going to go back up to this shape up here, except instead of just playing it like this, you're going to do a little, and then add in the 11th fret, fretted. So put together, it'll sound something like this. just ended with. Now, moving on, you're going to take your ring finger and your pointer finger, and you're going to bar across the D and the G strings right here, right before, let's see, on the sheet music, it says on the 4th fret, but I do it a little bit before the 4th fret actually. And your pointer finger is going to be right here on the 3rd fret. And you're going to pluck them all at one time. Then, right below that, on the 4th fret, is going to be a fretted, just a little double note. So, then you're going to take your pointer finger and fret a 2.3. So, when I said, what was it, like a 3.2 or 4.2 or something earlier in the beginning of the song, what I was referring to when you have a point is how far in the fret you are supposed to place your finger. So this is a 2.3, so it's about right there. So we've got, then you're going to just slide it down, which is going to increase the pitch harmonics, increase the pitch of the harmonic. And it's a little bit tough to get that last one. And then you're going to do a G, double note. Then, right here, you're going to, what I do is I pinch with these, with your thumb and your pointer, and I have my pointer finger right here on